Hey guys, my name is Miguel Francisco and welcome to my channel. Today I decided to do something bold, dark, and almost goth-like, and came up with the look that I have on now, which is a black cut crease with a gold lid and a red and black ombre lip. And I just threw on this red wig to complete the look. So if you guys want to see how I created this look, well then definitely keep on watching. Also, if you do like this video and you want to see more drag tutorials, then definitely give this video a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. So we're going to start off this tutorial with our brows already covered. If you guys want to see how I do this, let me know in the comments down below, and I will put in a detailed video on how I cover my brows. Then I'm going to move on to color correcting. As I mentioned in previous videos, what this is going to do is just cancel out any blue and green undertones from my beard, and then quickly set it with a translucent powder. Once I'm done setting it, I'm going to move on to foundation, and the foundation I'm using is the Mehron Cream Blend Stick in the shade Medium Olive. And before I blend out my base foundation, I'm going to go ahead and lay down my highlight, and I'm going to be using the Mehron Cream Blend Stick in the shade White. Once I go ahead and lay that down, I'm going to go ahead and take a Velvet Powder Puff and just blend out that foundation. And as you can see, as I'm blending out, all I'm doing is tapping that foundation and pressing it into my skin. I'm not doing any swiping motions or moving that product around. I just want to really pat it into my skin, and that's going to help blend it out. And then I'm going to apply some LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Porcelain. And this is going to act as my transition color from that highlight to the base foundation, just so it's not a harsh contrast. I'm then going to take that same LA Girl Pro Concealer and apply this to the center of my forehead. Moving on to contour, I'm taking the first contour shade, which is another Mehron Cream Blend Stick, and I do not know how to pronounce the shade of this, but I will go ahead and leave all the products I use in the description box down below. I'm then going to take a powder puff and go ahead and blend out my forehead. When blending out my cheekbones, I like to use a brush because this is going to help move that product a little bit so it can create a gradient effect. Then taking that same powder puff I used to blend out my base foundation, I'm going to take this and blend the contour and the highlight shades together. Now I'm just cleaning up that contour. If you do take it a little bit too far or you don't like the shape of the contour, you can just take your base foundation and clean that up. With that same contour shade, I'm going to take this and contour my nose. So I'm trying out this technique where you basically just contour your new crease, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking that same contour shade and just mapping out my new crease, and this is just going to help act as a guide for when you apply shadow. Then I'm just taking a Real Techniques brush and blending it out using a tapping motion. Now that my nose contour is blended out, I'm going to take the LA Girl Porcelain Concealer with a little bit of white Mehron Cream Blend Stick and use this as my nose highlight. Moving on to a darker contour shade, I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Dark Cocoa and using this to add depth to my contour. And like I mentioned in previous videos, I like using different shades for contour. I just hope that that creates a gradient effect. Much like you're using for your eyeshadows, you start off with your lightest shade and then just build up to add depth and dimension. That's exactly what I'm doing with my contour. I'm then just blending it out with another Real Techniques brush in a patting and dabbing motion. Now that all my creams are laid down, I'm taking Ben Nye's Neutral Set to set my base, and I'm just applying a small amount of powder since I'm not going anywhere or not performing under harsh lights. I don't need to really apply a heavy amount of powder. And to map out my crease, I'm just going to follow that contour that I did earlier, and I'm using a brown lip liner that I found at a beauty supply store. Then I'm just going to take this C149 brush by Crown and use this to blend out that cream that I just applied. I'm then going to go in with some brown shades from the BH Cosmetics and the Carly Bible palette and use this to act as my transition shade. Once that transition shade is laid down, I'm going to take a little bit of Vanity and use this to add depth and dimension to my crease. Now I'm just going in with another brush by Crown and blending it up into that transition shade. And to further add some depth and dimension, I'm going to go in with Vanity and dip into a little bit of Black Rainbow from that same Jeffree Star palette. And like I said, this is just going to add depth and dimension. Now I'm just going to drag out those shadows to create the eye shape and that wing that I want. Then I'm going to dip back into those brown shades from the BH Cosmetics to help blend out Vanity and Black Rainbow. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of Super White by Ben 9 for a brow highlight. I like to stick with a matte brow highlight for this just because when you create a shimmer highlight, it does kind of bring out the texture, and since my eyebrows are glued down, I don't want it to bring out those textures from my eyebrows. Moving on to my lid, I'm taking the MAC Studio Finish Concealer in the shade NC35 and using this as a base for my lid. Once I apply that, I'm going to quickly set it with a neutral set powder by Ben 9. Moving on to liner, I'm taking the BH Cosmetics Matte Liquid Liner and just creating that dramatic wing that I want for this look. Then I'm going to take that same liquid liner and use this to draw out my new lower lash line.
No, God!
So since we are going to have a heavy crease color and a heavy lip color, I wanted to keep the lids somewhat on the neutral side. So I'm just taking this gold shimmer and applying this to my lid. And this is from that same BH Cosmetics palette. So I'm going to move on to my lower lash line and smoke it out, but I wanted to apply a little bit of translucent powder before I did, just to catch any fallout since we are using black shades. So now I'm taking a little bit of the Porcelain Concealer with the Mehron White Cream Blend Stick and applying this on my new waterline. Moving on to contour, I'm taking a little bit of the Benefit Hoola Bronzer and using this for my first contour shade. And I'm applying this in the normal areas where I would contour, such as the hollows of my cheeks, the temples of my forehead, and my jawline. Then moving on to the darkest shade from the Kat Von D Shading Light palette, I'm going to apply these in the same contour areas. So now I'm just going to take a large powder puff and brush off all that excess powder under my eyes. Moving on to blush, I'm taking it two mauve shades from the Morphe blush palette and applying this right above my contour to act as a transition shade from my contour to my highlight. Then taking some more of the Ben 9 neutral set with a little bit of Ben 9 Super White powder, I'm just taking this on this flat-ended brush to help clean up that contour. Dipping back into the lightest contour shade, which was the Benefit Hoola Bronzer, I'm going to use this to contour my nose. Then once again, just going in with that same powder mixture and applying this to the sides of my nose to help clean up that contour. For lips, I'm taking the Ulta Contour Lip Liner in the shade Exotic and using this to draw my lips. However, if I did do this again, I would use a darker shade or maybe even a black eyeliner to draw out my lips since we are going to use such a dark lip color. For the center of my lips, I'm taking the Kylie Cosmetics Liquid Lipstick in the shade Mary Jo and apply this to the center of my lips. For the outer portions of my lips, I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Liquid Lipstick in the shade Vamp and applying this to the outer corners of my lips to add some depth and that ombre effect. Then taking an eyeshadow brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend these liquid lipsticks by tapping the darker one into that lighter shade. Now since I wanted this look to be dark, grungy, and kind of seductive, I wanted to add further depth and dimension. So I'm taking a black eyeshadow on an eyeshadow brush and applying this to the outer portions of my lips and blending it inwards. If I did have a black liquid lipstick, then I would just use that. But since I didn't, I decided to just take a black eyeshadow and use that instead. Then I'm just taking a brush and blending the black with the two previous shades we applied. For eyebrows, I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the shade Ebony and just sketching out and mapping out where I want my brows to be. So since we are wearing red hair, I wanted to have red brows. And since I didn't have a red brow color, I'm just using the same liquid lipsticks that we used for our lips. I'm taking a little bit of the Vamp and a little bit of the Mary Jo and mix them together to create this burgundy color. And that's what I'm using to draw on my eyebrows. And for highlight, I'm taking the Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop as well as the Prosecco Pop. And of course for lashes, I'm taking two pairs of 301 drag lashes stacked together and kind of applying them in a diagonal shape where the inner corner is lower than the outer corner. And for lower lashes, I cut up two different lashes. One was more of like a wispy lash and the middle portion is a 301 lash. I then applied a beauty mark with the BH Cosmetics Felt Tip Liner and finished it off with a spray of the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. And that's going to complete the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I know I had tons of fun making it, and I think this is one of the best videos that I've done thus far. So definitely give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw, and let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching.